Welcome back to Fun and Learn with Usman and Omar. Done. Today we're going to be doing A House for Hermit Crab by Eric Carley. This is our 5th read aloud. Guys, watch until the end of the video. Let's get started. Time to move, said Hermit Crab. One day in January, I've grown too big for this tiny shell. It felt safe and snug in his shell, but now it was too snug. Hermit Crab stepped out of the shell and into the floor of the ocean. But it was frightening out in the open sea without a shell to hide in. What if a big fish comes along and attack me? He thought. I must find a new home soon. Early in February, Hermit Crab found just the house he was looking for. It was a big shell and strong. He moved right in, wiggling and waggling about inside it to see how it felt. It felt just right, but also looked so plain, thought Hermit Crab. Just like we grow, right guys? So, hermit crabs, they have shells to protect them, so they move from shells after. In March, Hermit Crab met some sea anemones. They swayed gently back and forth in the water. How beautiful you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to come and live on my house? It's so plain, it needs you. I'll come, whispers the small sea anemone. Gently, Hermit Crab picked it up with its claw and put it on his shell. In April, Hermit Crab passed a flock of starfish moving slowly along the sea floor. How handsome you are, said Hermit Crab. Will one of you be willing to decorate my house? I would, signaled a little sea star. Carefully, Hermit Crab picked it up with its claw and put it on its house. In May, Hermit Crab discovered some coral. They were hard and didn't move. How pretty you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to help make my house more beautiful? I would, creaked the crusty coral. Gingerly, Hermit Crab picked it up with its claw and placed it on it. In June, Hermit Crab came to a group of snails crawling over a rock on the ocean floor. They grazed as they went, picking up algae and bits of debris and leaving a neat patch behind them. How tidy and hard-working you are, said Hermit Crab. Will one of you be willing to come and help clean my house? I would, offered one of the snails. Happily, Hermit Crab picked it up with its claw and placed it on its shell. In July, Hermit Crab came upon several sea urchins. They had sharp, prickly needles. How fierce you look, said Hermit Crab. Will one of you be willing to protect my house? I would, answered a spickly sea urchin. Gratefully, Hermit Crab picked it up with its claw and placed it near its shell. In August, Hermit Crab and his friends wandered into a forest of seaweed. It's so dark here, thought Hermit Crab. How dim it is, murmured the sea anemone. How gloomy it is, whispered the starfish. How murky it is, complained the coral. I can't see, said the snail. It's like a nightmare, cried the sea urchin. In September, Hermit Crab spotted a school of lanternfish darting through the dark water. How bright you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to light up our house? I would, replied a lanternfish and swam near the shell. In October, Hermit Crab approached a pile of smooth pebbles. How sturdy you are, said Hermit Crab. Would you mind if I rearranged you? Not at all, answered the pebbles. Hermit Crab picked them up one by one with its claw and built a wall around its shell. Now my house is perfect, cheered Hermit Crab. Yay! But in November, Hermit Crab felt that his shell seemed a bit too small. Little by little, over the year, Crab grown. Soon, he would have to find another bigger home. But he had come to love his friends and the sea anemone, the starfish, the coral, the sea urchin, the snail, and the lanternfish, and even the smooth pebbles. They had been so good to me, thought the Hermit Crab. They're like family. How can I ever leave them? In December, a smaller hermit crab passed by. I have outgrown my shell, she said. Would you know of a place for me? I have outgrown my house too, answered the hermit crab. I must move on. You are welcome to live here, but you must promise to be good to my friends. I promise, said a little crab. The following January, Hermit Crab stepped out of the little crab moved in. Couldn't stay in that little shell forever, said Hermit Crab as he waved goodbye. The ocean floor looked wider than he remembered, but Hermit Crab wasn't afraid. Soon he spied the perfect house. It was a big empty shell. It looked well, but a little plain. But sponges, he thought, barnacles, clownfish, sand dollars, electric eels. Oh, there are so many possibilities. I can't wait to get started. The end. I hope you guys enjoyed. Amar, do you have any questions about the story? Why did Hermit Crab grow in a little shell and the shell is still tiny? Because they grow like us. They're the same thing like us. So they have shells to protect them in case of something attacks them, like a shark. They hide in their shells to make it think it's like a normal thing. But if they don't have a shell, they'll get eaten. Amar, on a scale of 1 to 10, do you like it? 10% I like it. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you like the story? It was nice. It was fun. Hermit Crab did lots of stuff. It's a nice action story. Yeah, there's only 3 shells and that he finds 3 shells. Okay, if you guys have any other... I have one more question. Why don't you have hermit crabs? Because maybe at the end they switched shells. Because the little crab had a little shell and then she needed a bigger shell. So the big hermit crab, he also had... his shell was too big, so he let the little crab go in there and he looked for a new one. Okay guys, if you have any questions, comment down below if you have any questions, okay? And remember, leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss out on another video. Hope you guys enjoy! Bye!